And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Winestream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight, well, we are going to do something different, as we do every Saturday night, pretty much. You know, we've been doing some red wines. We did a white wine, and now we're going to do a rosé. And we're doing it for a specific reason. And I'll get into that as we toast the national days. Actually, I'll get into it a little bit sooner than that. But we're also going to have some fun tonight because I've got a really terrific show lined up for you tonight. I'll tell you what's on the itinerary. It's we're going to open, pour, taste, and review this wine. We're going to pair it with some food. I have some food here prepared by my lovely wife, Chi. We're going to toast the national days, of course. I have a birthday to toast, special birthday for a regular viewer of ours that his birthday is today, and we're going to toast that. I'm really excited about that one. I love to toast events, so if you have an event, like a birthday or anniversary or something, drop it into the chats, and we'll all toast it together. How about that? Also, I'm going to show you how to make a black cow. Yeah. Exactly. And I'll explain it as we go along. And we're also going to review a coffee from Trader Joe's that, well, this one is a little different from anything I've ever seen before. We're going to try it and see if it's any good. Also, dad jokes. Drop your dad jokes in. Hopefully we can do a giveaway tonight. We'll see what we can do. And I've got a special announcement for those of you who watch on Twitch, for the Twitch viewers in particular. I'm going to have to address that, and so we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. And for those of you who are not on Twitch, you don't are not aware of it, and it might interest you as well because it kind of takes you into pretty much my mindset on how I manage and how I do this stream. So you may find it interesting. Anyway, that's what we've got going on tonight. And of course, Roadkill Bill is with us as always, waiting for his turn. So we've got a great packed show for you here tonight. Now, if you're joining me for the first time or the 206th time, because this is the 206th episode of the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a Drink with Rick stream of consciousness kind of show. It's stream of consciousness because, I do have my show notes right here, but it's stream of consciousness because we don't really follow everything verbatim. We kind of go with the flow, so to speak, in a lot of ways. I do try to follow the itinerary somewhat, keep you entertained and keep the show moving along, but the show is not really about, the show's not about me at all, and the show's a little bit about the wine and what we're going to review, but this show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night with our favorite drinks, our favorite snacks, whatever they are, and just kicking back and relaxing and having a good time. No pressure here, okay? Now, you can get in and watch passively if you want. That's just fine. But if you want to talk with me, if you want to bring up some topics, to discuss various things, tell me how your week was going or whatever, jump in the chats and I'll be happy to talk with you. We'll all talk together. Now, there are a couple of ground rules here. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion on the show. And we kind of keep it clean and family-friendly. It's a family-friendly kind of show. Yeah, we are opening wine, but hey, what it's about bringing people together, not tearing people apart or causing any dissension among various people. It's to bring everybody together because at the end of the day, we're all connected. We're all one. The human race, we're all one people. So get together and make new friends, reconnect with old friends, and we'll just have a great time. Now, if you want to get into the chats, let me show you real quick, and then we're going to jump in the chats in just a moment. But if you want to get into chats, as I'm sure you all do, this is how to do it. You can. We're streaming live. We're streaming live on Facebook. Facebook is Drink with Rick. That's the Facebook page, Drink with Rick. YouTube channel is at Drink with Rick. Twitch is Drink with Rick and the number 1, all one word. So you go to twitch.tv/drinkwithrick1. You'll find it. And Twitter, well, we're not streaming on Twitter, but you can tweet me there. And I'll see if I can check them periodically here tonight. If not, I'll always tweet you back later, and we'll read your tweets later on. Twitter is at Drink with Rick, and Odyssey. Now, we are live on Odyssey as well. Odyssey channel is odyssey.com/@drinkwithrick: and the number 7. So we're live there. We've got a chat going on. Now, of course, we've got the website. We are live on the website at drinkwithrick.com. You can watch there. We don't have a chat going on, but if you go to the website, drinkwithrick.com, click on the page for this live stream, you'll get, the page will open up, the actual post will open up, and you'll get a comment box down below, and you can put your comments in there. I'll respond in kind, and it won't be tonight, but I will read your comments in the future on the show. Feel free to do that. Some people do contact me through there, so that's just fine. That's great. And, of course, the podcast version of this show, this is also at drinkwithrick.com. The podcast version of the show goes out on Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, every Monday night, right on the dot at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And you can listen on demand, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Blueberry.com, iHeartRadio, Deezer, Amazon Music, podcastindex.org, and by email. And if you go to the subscribe page at drinkwithrick.com, click on that little blue button that says by email, put your email address in there, and you'll get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just, or salesperson or whatever. Nobody's going to spam me on this, because it's just for getting the podcast. That's all it's for. And of course, you can buy me coffee if you want to help support the show, and you can like and subscribe and do all those fun things on all those platforms. Feel free. I mean, there's no pressure to do it, but hey, it helps to support the show, keep things going, to like and subscribe and do all that kind of stuff. But there's no mandatory requirement to do it, and I understand. If you can't, that's fine, because a lot of people that watch the show, sometimes they're watching watching on YouTube on their Roku or something like that, and you don't really have a way, unless you're signed in to YouTube there, you can't really subscribe. And a lot of people will watch. They won't log in to watch. They'll just watch, and they don't have a way to subscribe there, but it's fine. It's all good. But hey, it's much appreciated watching. I do appreciate that. So that's what we've got going on tonight. Let me check the chats. I'm going to show you the everything that's going on tonight, but let me check the chats first. And X86 BSD is in the chat on Twitch. X86 says, good evening, Rick, and the audience. And good evening right back at you. It's great to see you here, X86. And as a matter of fact, since you're the first one I saw here on here, you get some audience applause. How about that? Appreciate you being here. I forgot to put these little things in the chat here. I'm going to pop it up. Don't mind that. That's just, I put them in there every week. Okay. Let's see. We're good on Odyssey. I'm checking everywhere. We're good on Odyssey. We are good on YouTube. That's all set up on YouTube. And it looks like we're all set up, and we're going live on Facebook. There we go. So we're good everywhere. Everything's set up to go. Now, I want to thank Claudia, by the way, for liking the photo and the post. I appreciate that. And I wanted to comment on something there, but I lost my train of thought going somewhere else. But if somebody reminds me, I'll go back to that later on the show. So, all right, let's keep things moving. Let me show you the wine that we have to open up tonight. This is the wine that we're opening up. This is La Ferme Julien. I think it's Julien because it's French. La Ferme or actually it's La Ferme Julien. See, I'm trying to do my Spanish, my French, and all that, and I'm not, I'm terrible with this stuff. I have trouble speaking English sometimes. Sometimes I really wicks my merds up, so, what can I say? It's La Ferme Julien. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And this is a French wine. So this is a rosé, as a matter of fact. And the reason that we're opening a rosé is because it is National Rosé Day. There you go. And I told you I'd tell you, and I did. Let's look at the back of the wine. Now, I'm going to pull this out. That's the back. We'll go back to the back in just a minute. I'm going to read that in just a moment or two because I have to pull it out of the ice bucket to read it. I forgot about that. And anyway, in the meantime, we do have, let me show you what's on camera 3. On camera 3, that's the coast. That's left over from last week. There was my camera 3. Let me turn those things off. Okay, there we go. You guys know how to get a free set of coasters, right? If not, I'll pop them up later. Okay, this is what we're pairing the wine with tonight. It is an interesting little mix of food, and of course, my lovely wife Chi has set up a nice little presentation. So we're looking forward to delving more into that as we get into the pairing. So let's go back to Twitch for just a moment. All right, this is the wine, and it had to be chilled, so I put it in the official, yes, this is the official Drink with Rick ice bucket. It's in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket. And here is the wine, and it's chilled down. Hopefully it's chilled down to the right temperature. I did not have a thermometer in there. The Drink with Rick ice bucket. Okay, and get some of this water off here. There we go. So let me go back to the wine itself. That's the front of the wine when it was not chilled. Let me read the back of it here. It's La Ferme Julien. I don't know. La Ferme Julien. Okay, it's wine, okay? Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. That's a quote by Leonardo da Vinci. Allegedly, it's a quote by Leonardo da Vinci. A lot of these quotes, they quote people, and I don't even know if they were the original ones that said that. But we're going by what it says on the label. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, Leonardo da Vinci. Here's the thing. I wasn't around when when Da Vinci was around, so I don't know if he actually said it because I never heard him say it. Well, I guess we'll trust these guys that wrote this label. It says, great and real character in a wine comes from all of the elements, soil to screw cap. Yeah, this is a screw cap on here, by the way. For the Perrin family, who have been producing great wines in the south of France for over a century, this is not just philosophy, it's practice. For instance, they never use chemical fertilizers, opting for natural compost produced on their vineyards. Oh, that's good. And rather than doctoring their vines, they allow naturally occurring nutrients in the soil to enhance the plant physiology. That's how they get healthy, balanced grapes, the essence of quality wines with great character. It's that simple. The result? These wines are balanced, dependable, and subtle, best experience with food. Well, it's a good thing we have some tonight. Add their price tag and you have a wine with straightforward appeal. And I'm not reading the government warning. We all know about that. It's Vin de France, imported by International Wine Imports, American Canyon, California. This is a 2021 vintage, and there is 13% ABV in this 750 milliliter bottle of rosé wine. So that's what this wine is all about tonight. X86 says, ooh, another lovely plate by the missus. Yes, she does a fabulous job every week of doing this. Let me see, she's in, I know she was busy downstairs working. Oh, she is in the chat. My lovely wife, she's in the chat on YouTube, and she says hello. And Chris is in the chat on YouTube as well. Chris says, good evening, and good evening right back at you. And by the way, here's a little applause. Since we're doing applause here, let me give you a little applause for both Chi and Chris. And stick around because we're going to have some fun. And yes, I'm going to show you how to make a black cow. How now, black cow? Really, seriously, if you don't know what a black cow is, I'll explain. Hopefully everything's still intact for me to do that, because it requires a specific ingredient, and that's why I'm kind of trying to move fast, because this ingredient is not going to last very long. I have it packed in ice, but it may not last very long, so we've got to get to that. We're going to have to get to that pretty quick. We're going to do it during the national days, so hopefully we can get through everything else quickly. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open this wine. It's a screw cap tonight. How about that? Oh, look, there's a little thing. Oh, wow. All right, let me smell the bottle cap. Okay. That's an old Muppet movie joke. If you don't get it, it's okay. That really dates me. Okay, and then we've got the wine glass, and of course, I'm going to put everything on the official Drink with Rick coaster, and if you missed it at the very beginning, I'll show you how you can get a pair if you would like to get a pair for free. All right, so now this is chilled down, and it says, according to the text sheet that I downloaded on this thing, it says to chill it, and that's why it was chilled, it says to chill it between 10 and 20 degrees Celsius, which comes out to about 50 to 50, something like 52 degrees, or 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, I'm sorry, which comes out to like 50 to 55 or so degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what I did on that one. And where's my, what happened to my little text sheet? Oh, well, whatever. Keep the show moving. Let's see what we got going on Facebook. All right, no comments yet on Facebook. Facebook has been kind of quiet lately because, well, we'll go into that now. Let's go ahead and put this thing in here. Hopefully there's no displacement. All right, we've got the aerator in there. And of course, to hold the grape nectar, I have my genuine Galway Irish crystal glass given to me by my employers at buy2aradios.com. And there we go. By the way, my boss and I had a discussion about the whole Twitch thing, and he was asking me about that. We'll share that later. Let me go ahead and pour this, and we'll give it a good swirl. That looks like a nice healthy rosé. We'll give it a nice swirl here to get it oxygenated, get it moving, get it rolling along here. And we're going to give it a minute or two to breathe. I'm going to set it aside here for just a moment. And while it's breathing, in a figurative sense, it's not a lot. It's a lot. Now, while it's breathing, we'll learn some more about this wine. So I looked it up online. And a couple of interesting things about it. The website, familieparent.com, has it listed here, and I did have a text sheet for it. Let me see if I can find this thing and pull it up. I'm pretty sure that, there it is. Let me see if I can pull it up without disrupting anything going on in the chats or online or whatever. Okay, so this is, all right, I pulled up the sheet here. No, I don't want to set Edge as my default browser, goodness. Microsoft wants to just insert itself in everything. They really do. All right, so this is the Ferme Julien Rosé 2021. And it says it has everything you would expect from a good rosé wine. Fruit, freshness, and a beautiful color. Ideal as an aperitif or with a meal among friends. So they're saying that this vintage, the 2021 vintage, is marked by freshness, which is similar to the vintages we had in the 80s and 90s. Also, what we call a wine grower vintage. So I'm reading this off their text sheet here. So they're saying that there was some great care given to the vines for the quality of this vintage, and it's marked by climatic vagaries, whatever that means, with an episode of frost in April and interrupted harvest because of rain. This year has indeed required constant investment from our teams in the vineyard. So basically, they were talking about the care they took in gathering in these grapes and harvesting them, and then putting the wine, preparing the wine. They're saying aging the wine, elaborated vinification in stainless steel tanks until January. The wine is then bottled after fining. The varietals in this that consists of a combination of 3 grapes. It's a combination of Saison, Grenache, and Syrah. Saison, Grenache, and Syrah. Now, obviously, when they're making a wine like this in rosé, it's basically they're not leaving the skins on the grapes for a long time while they're fermenting the grapes and that sort of thing. That's why it is a lighter color. It's a rosé. It's not a white wine. It's not a red wine. It's sort of in between. And it says serving 10 to 12 degrees Celsius on hors d'oeuvres, cold buffets, tomato salads, grilled meat, and other summer lunches. That's what it says, other summer lunches. So I guess this is one of those lunch wines. And this is apparently a wine you can just kind of sit back and relax on a summer evening in the back, supposedly. I don't know. In the back deck or whatever, your backyard, and just sitting back and relaxing and watching the fireflies float around if you have those in your area. I'm not sure it's actually time for those yet, are they? They come around here around the end of June, beginning of July. Anyway, so that is what we have. Now, what I did was I hunted around to get some pricing. Wine Searcher has it listed for about $6 a bottle on average. Aldi Nord in Germany, $5.38 in US dollars here, including 19% sales. They got 19% sales tax there. Goodness. Aldi Nord in Germany and Essen, yeah, same thing. Trader Joe's in Bellingham, Washington, $5.99 excluding sales tax. So there's sales tax on top of that. Oak and Barrel in New York, $9.99 excluding sales tax. Wow, the wine is kind of expensive in New York, isn't it? Wow. So, and that's in New York City. $9.99 for the 750 milliliter bottle, excluding sales tax. There you go. Well, I will tell you what I paid for it, because I purchased this at Trader Joe's. And I have the receipt to prove it right here. There we go. Trader Joe's. I paid for the 750 milliliter bottle of La Ferme Julien Rosé. I know, I want to make it an H instead of a J. Maybe it is. For this bottle of wine, this bottle of rosé, I paid $5.99. $5.99. What a bargain, if it's any good. I don't know. If it's no good, then it was no bargain at all, right? So we'll go ahead and give it another whirl here. And we're about to try this out. Before I do, let me check the chats one more time. And Chi, I really appreciate what you made here to pair it with. We're going to show that in just a couple of moments again. And Twitch, Taz is in the chat, and so is Algory. Algory, it's great to see you both. Algory says, hi, Rick, nice wine. I bet the wine is low in sugar as French wines. I think, 13% ABV, it's probably lower, but it's also basically an organic wine is what it is. Apparently, from everything I read here, it's organically grown grapes, naturally grown with compost, no insecticides or pesticides or anything like that, growth hormones and that sort of thing. None of that stuff. Well, they put the growth hormones in the beef, but anyway, the hopefully not the wine or the grapes. But it's naturally fermented and bottled apparently. So an organic wine, I think that's a good thing, wherever you can find it. Taz says, to whoever it was that told me to leave my car at the bar and take the bus home, turns out it wasn't fit to drive that either. Where am I? Oh, no, that's not the one I wanted. No, it's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. I need a producer. Okay, anyway. So, Sorry about that, Tess. You were supposed to get the rim shot. That's what it was supposed to be. But it's great to see you in the chat, and stick around. I'm going to show you all how to make, for those of you who just missed it, I'm going to show you how to make a black cow. And we're going to try a coffee. This is a weird coffee from Trader Joe's. We're going to try it and see if it's any good or if it's really gross. We'll find out. But let's get to the wine first. Okay, so I'm going to give it a taste, a little bit of a... okay, chats are good. Let me give it a whiff. Lots of peach in there. Yeah, lots of peach. That's mostly what I'm smelling, peach. Let's give it a taste. Again, lots of peach and a little bit of strawberry. Now, I was reading some of these things, and they were saying there was some raspberry in this wine. I'm not tasting any raspberry. Not yet. Maybe it needs to open up a little more. But I tell you what, I agree. I think this is best served cold, not room temperature, but cold. I think this is a really perfect, nice and crisp. Now, this is a dry rosé. There are some rosés that are very sweet. There's some that are kind of semi-sweet, and then there's some that are dry. This is a dry rosé. I happen to really like dry wines. I prefer dry wines over the sweet ones. So I wasn't sure at first when I picked up this wine. I said, I hope it's kind of a drier wine. I like it so far just because of that. It's a personal preference, but that's what it is. Now, my wife doesn't like dry wines much. She prefers the sort of semi-sweet wines. So she may or may not like this one, but I'm fine with it. It is kind of a medium. It's a light-bodied wine, but it is a kind of a medium. Going down, it's kind of medium-bodied. It's not bold or anything, but it's kind of like a medium. Pretty much the impact in the mouth is a little more on the medium side. Let's see. Yeah. And a little hint of some citrus there. I'm not sure if it's... I think that may be a little lemon. Yeah, I think there's a little lemon in there. But I'm getting peach and lemon and a slight hint of strawberry in there. That's basically what I'm getting on this one. And it's not a long finish. I mean, it's kind of an easy-going finish, and it's an easy wine to drink. And once again, my preference is for reds rather than whites. Yeah, but I could drink this. This is pretty decent, and it's dry. It's a dry white, and yeah, I'm okay with it. It's good. Ooh. And I think it is. I agree. I think it is best served cold first, chilled. So yeah, I'll pour some more of it. Let's go ahead and check the chats again. Then we're going to pair it with some food, and then we'll get on to more fun. And X86 says, I love peach. That's a good sign. It is actually, yeah, I like peach too. And it's actually pretty good. I think you might like this. You might like this. Algorithm says, what a bargain. Yeah, $5.99. I would say, you're right. $5.99 at Trader Joe's. $5.99, I'd buy another bottle of this. That's not bad at all. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, actually, I agree with you, Algorithm. I would say that $5.99, this is kind of a bargain. So far, so good. It is. I like it. Let's check on YouTube and Chris, how you doing? I hope you're doing all right and just fine. Let me check everywhere else on the chats. Facebook is kind of quiet tonight. That's interesting. And let's see, we're good everywhere else. Okay, excellent. So let's keep this show moving along, shall we? The actions on Twitch, and I tell you what, I know I have a special message for for all my Twitch viewers here. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Taz says, my friend had a really bad day. First, his ex got run over by a bus. Then he got fired as a bus driver. What? No, is that serious? First, his ex got run over by a bus. Then he got fired as a bus driver. Oh, pfft. Okay, I get it. That took me a second. Okay, first... All right, I've got to read this again because I have to do it in the right context. Okay, so... All right, let me read this again in the proper context. All right, Taz says, my friend had a really bad day. First, his ex got run over by a bus. Then he got fired as a bus driver. Okay. I got it. X86 got it just now, too. Yeah, algorithm, I agree. Yeah, I was a little on the spicy side. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and show you what we've got on camera 3 for what we're pairing it with. And this is what my lovely wife, Chi, prepared for tonight. And what she paired were some dishes that should go good with a rosé, in particular this one. Rosés like this generally go good with some chicken, like maybe a rotisserie chicken or something like that, like some of the whites do. And they generally go good with things like fish dishes and other poultry dishes that are lighter fare. Now, what my wife prepared, she heard chicken, but it wasn't. I didn't specify what kind of chicken, so she has kind of a breaded. It looks like a breaded chicken here. Why not? Let's try it. That's good. Let's try a little bit of the. Yeah. Breaded chicken. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Try it for starters. Take me a minute or two. Chicken's almost as cold as this. Actually, that's not too bad. It would not be my first choice for a chicken dish to go with this wine. It's maybe chicken fingers. I don't know. Fried foods. I don't know so much the fried foods. But I tell you what, we're going to try it with another fried food. Let me clear the palate. Let me get something to clear the palate with. Yeah, I did more than clear the palate there. I had to. It's getting hot in the studio here. It's been a warm day. It's hot in the studio, and I got a lot going on. I've got 4 computers running, or, well, actually I got three computers at the moment, keeping the room warm. Algorithm says your wife is part of the show. She is. She always is, and she does a fantastic job of it. Let me show you, as a matter of fact, let me show you what she did. Now, if you notice on camera 3, if you notice looking down from the top down, you see this item right here. Now you can see I think that's I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a butterfly. It's a butterfly? Gee, is that a butterfly? I think it's a butterfly. But what you can't see is this right here. I've got a photo of it somewhere. There it is. What she prepared there was next to the butterfly, which I think is a butterfly. It's partially obscured by the spanakopita there, the spinach pie, and that's spinach pie on the corner. But there's this thing that says dill on it, and I'm not sure what she was going for there, but it looks pretty good. I want to say, Chi, to my lovely wife Chi, thank you very much once again. As always, you did a great job with the presentation. She is part of the show. She is. And without her, this show there'd be a lot missing from this show, if not for her. Really, that's true. X86 says, wow, she took the time to carve that into the cucumber. She needs her own cooking show. I agree with you 100%. Chi, did you hear that? I'm going to read it again. X86 says, wow, she took the time to carve that into the cucumber. She needs her own cooking show. She does, and I agree with you. I actually suggested it once, and this was her reaction. But maybe that'll change now that that could change. I think she should do her own cooking show. I think it's a great idea. Okay, let's go back to camera 3 here. And I would help produce it too. I would. I'm all in for producing. I think Tom and Tom Antio and Tia would both be on board for that. Okay, so let's go to the. We're going a little light tonight, but we've got this little spinach pie. Whoops, I just decimated, didn't I? That's the thing about spinach pie. It just gets all. But because this goes good with veggies and feta cheese, we have both in this. We have both. I'm going to get all over the keyboard. We have both spinach and feta cheese in this. Oh, wow, I'm making a mess. Okay, let me try a little bit of this. I should keep me quiet for a second or two. No. My mom always told me, never talk with your mouth full. It's okay. Sorry, Mom. Hey, now that's all right. That's pretty good. The feta cheese, I think, the spinach is good, but that feta and spinach, feta and spinach mix actually worked pretty well with this rosé a little bit. So it's not bad, not bad. I think with the peach flavor. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's go back to, I think that's pretty decent. That was a decent pairing. Let's go back to camera 3. Well, actually, before we do that, I have to clear the palette again. Okay, let's go back to camera 3 now. And we have some cheeses. Now we have for cheeses, I believe we have a mozzarella and we have a Swiss. So let's try the mozzarella first. Mozzarella, these are lighter cheeses and they are softer cheeses, so I don't see why it wouldn't do well with either one or both. Now, the mozzarella, it should be okay. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. And Algorithm says, I'm running to the fridge. I know, doesn't it? That happens to me all the time. You know, Chi and I will sometimes, we're watching a cooking show on TV late at night, and it's like 12:30 at night or whatever, to help us get to, relax and get to sleep at night. You know, something that's not too intense to watch, like if you're watching some kind of a drama or something like that, it's the kind of thing that keeps you up and you can't really go to sleep right away. But something that's a little bit more mundane, kind of a neutral thing, like a cooking show or something that's just kind of running in the background, just kind of watch it passively until we fall asleep. We do that. The thing is that when you're watching some of these shows, I know where you're coming from exactly. I know exactly where you're coming from, Algorithm, because I'll be watching this thing and then I'll wow, I'm suddenly in the mood for this and for whatever they're cooking. And I want to run downstairs in the fridge and look for something to eat. And she thought she was immune to it too for a while. She thought she was immune to that, but I've caught her doing that sometimes where she'll, we're watching something, she's going, I'm hungry. I'd like to go get a snack. So it's psychological. It's natural. All right, let me clear the palette a little bit more here. And Taz says, love spinach pie. I know, it's great. I agree with you. Spinach pie is great. I like spinach anyway, but spinach pie, excellent stuff. Let's go back to camera 3, and let's try it with the Swiss. Now, this should go okay with a baby Swiss. I don't think this is a baby Swiss per se. Not really baby Swiss, but it's Swiss cheese. Oh, okay. The crispness of this wine and this Swiss cheese here make a very interesting mix. I think this would be okay. If the Swiss cheese was maybe melted over, say, I don't know, a corned beef, Swiss kind of thing. I don't know that this goes great with red meats. I think maybe turkey and Swiss. Turkey and Swiss, there you go. I think this would be fine with turkey Swiss sandwich with a little mayo in it. I think this would probably go just fine with that. And Algary's still in the fridge. No problem. Hey, go right ahead and eat right along with me. Just snack with me. That's what this is about. Let's all drink and snack together. That's what it's all about. X86 says, I've started picking dandelion leaves from the yard instead of using spinach. I don't spray or anything. It's much more nutritious than spinach, believe it or not. I have heard that. Now, I can't vouch for how nutritious dandelion leaves are, but I've heard that dandelion is actually pretty decent to eat. And I never thought, when I was younger, I thought, eating dandelions, but people eat them. They put them in salads and stuff like that. Some people grow them for that, apparently. So dandelion leaves, that's it, per se. There are people, when I was a kid, we used to have honeysuckle that grew on the, we had a fence there, and it was like a wire fence, and we had honeysuckle that grew wild right on next to the driveway, and we'd go out there every summer and just get the honeysuckle and take the nectar out of there. That was pretty cool. And I introduced that to my kids not too long ago. I told them about that, and they were like, you can do that? I'm like, yeah, we used to do it all the time when we were kids. And look, I'm still here. I'm still standing. Didn't hurt me any that I know of. Taz says, earlier today from Amazon, I ordered a chicken and an egg. I'll let you know which one comes first. I've heard that before, but it's still pretty good. X86 says, honeysuckle, yes, I love it. Cut the vines back each year and smoke meats with the vine wood. It's really good to smoke meat with. Now, I never heard that one. That's new. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was not aware that you could use the vine wood for smoking meat with. That's traditionally what we've done is, take cedar chips and things like that and soak them. Soak the cedar chips for a while in water and then use that for the smoker. But never thought about doing that with honeysuckle vine wood. That's very interesting. Huh. I've learned something tonight on the show. I learned something. This is one of the reasons I did this. I've learned so much doing this wine stream. But I learned so much each week. And I learned a lot of things from everyone here in the chat. Everyone watching, from you, and it's really cool. I come back with different, you know what? As a matter of fact, I've got a wine that recommendation from my sister that, or actually, she wanted me to cover something in a. I don't know if she's watching now or later, but she sent me something on Instagram, a note on Instagram, and I couldn't respond right there because my Instagram not too good these days. But she had posted a short video from a gentleman in a wine store that was showing a bottle. It was like a generic bottle of wine and a bottle of Prisoner. And the Prisoner wine, very expensive wine. And actually, I have a bottle of the Prisoner wine. I think it's a 2015, something like that, in the wine fridge downstairs. I've never opened, and it's an expensive wine kind of pricey. But he was talking about in the video how that generic bottle of wine is basically the same thing, every bit as good and the same thing. And that goes in, and she said, she suggested that it would be a great topic for the podcast and for the show. And I agree. Maybe one of these days I'll cover it again. I think I touched on that, not specifically with the Prisoner wine, but I touched on it with some other wines in general in previous episodes. But we can revisit that because I think that's a really good topic to revisit, is how some of these wines, that's one of the dirty little secrets in the wine business, is that, some of these wines, the $60 bottle of wine that you see on the shelf, or the $70 bottle of wine on the shelf, then you look down on the bottom shelf and you see that kind of aftermarket wine down there. It might actually be the same wine. It might, not only is it probably similar, but it might actually be the same wine. It's just they've sold the by bulk to another wine bottler, and then they've relabeled it and sell it for cheaper. So, that's one of the secrets about that. That's why I always say, and as a matter of fact, I did an episode of the Drink with Rick Rewind on 100 TV a week or so ago, talking about that very thing where, like, you don't really want to overbuy the wines. You don't want to pay, you don't necessarily want to go out and buy a $70 bottle of wine because you're really, really overpaying for the wines most of the time. And some of them are not any better than the $15 bottle of wine that's sitting on the shelf below it, or a couple of shelves below it. And in some cases, it might actually be the same wine. You're just really overpaying for the $70, So it's something to keep in mind. So Taz says, oh no, I read that one already. Okay, X86 says honeysuckle. Yes, I read that one too. I'm all caught up in the chats there on Twitch. Chi says dragonfly and dill spice. So that's what this is on camera 3. Dragonfly. It's a dragonfly. Dragonfly and dill spice. Now, I know why she did the dill spice. I get that now. At first, I didn't really catch that, but I get it now. There's one more thing I'd like to try on here. They're sitting in the middle. You know what this is? That's a piece of watermelon. I asked for that. I actually requested that. She put that on there. It's a little piece of watermelon because I think this watermelon will probably go just fine with this wine. So we're gonna try it. And I love watermelon. Who doesn't love watermelon? Oh wow, yeah, I like that. The peach flavor and the sliced citrus flavor and the watermelon mix very well together in this. I like it. My only regret is that I only had one piece and I already ate it. I can't experience it again this time around. Oh well. It was good though. I liked it. I liked it very much. We're going to have some more of this wine. Let's have some more of this wine. Because you know what time it is? It's getting later every second. It's time for the national days. Everybody have your drinks ready, whatever you're drinking. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be water. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're legal to drink it. It's time to toast the national days. And here we go. The national days. Let me pull up the national days for the week or for the day. Today is June 10th. June 10th, Saturday, June 10th, 2023, for another 58 minutes. All right, Saturday, June 10th. First of all, it's National Cookie Day, Frosted Cookie Day, excuse me. It's National Frosted Cookie Day. And yes, I have one other regret. I do not have a frosted cookie on this platter. But I'll toast it anyway. Who doesn't like a good frosted cookie? I'll drink to that. And it's also Outlet Shopping Day. The second Saturday in June is Outlet Shopping Day. Now, I'm surprised that my lovely wife, Chi, didn't go shopping at the outlet because we have some outlet stores. We have an outlet mall here, and she likes to go shopping there. Chi, did you know it was Outlet Shopping Day? A little late now. You only got, I think the stores are closed now. But hey, I'll drink to that. Why not? It's also, June 10th is also National Egg Roll Day. I kind of like egg rolls. I kind of have to be in the mood for an egg roll, but I kind of like egg rolls. You like egg rolls? Everybody here like egg rolls? I depends on what they stuff in them. Sometimes they stuff different things in them, but Chia likes egg rolls, I'm pretty sure. Anybody here that doesn't like egg rolls? That might be the question to ask. All right. So it's National Egg Roll Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? Okay. Today is also National Herbs and Spices Day. Now that was why she did the herb there. This is the dill, herbs and spices. That's what that is all about. It's National Herbs and Spices Day. So I will drink to that. Here's the National Herbs and Spices Day. Oh, I need to get my toast thing there. There we go. Here's the National. I need to take my hat off. Here we go. It's getting hot in here anyway. National Herbs and Spices Day. Okay. Now it's also National Ballpoint Pen Day. Yes, and I have a ballpoint pen right here from bytwowayradios.com, Motorola and bytwowayradios.com. National Ballpoint Pen Day. So I have a ballpoint pen. So, I'll write with it. Here we go. See? I'm doing my part for National Ballpoint Pen Day. Here's a National Ballpoint Pen Day. I'll drink to that. Have a lot of them around the house. Algorithm says not to confuse with spring rolls. Yeah, spring rolls and egg rolls, two different things. Yeah, they are. That's actually two different things. You are correct, Algorithm. And I was confusing those a little bit, but yeah, that's true. You are correct, Algorithm. Spring rolls and egg rolls are different things. Taz says, R.E. Roadkill Bill, Jesse is a friend. He has a pet squirrel that brings him tacos. You know, I wish I had Jesse's squirrel. Oh my goodness. Taz, thank you for that one. Wish that you had Jesse's squirrel. I need to borrow that. X86 liked it. That's pretty good. Okay. Jesse's squirrel. Ay. You had me going there. You know what? You get more than that. You get that's good. I appreciate that, Taz. That's good. That was a good one, actually. A couple more glasses of this, and it'll probably be even funnier. Okay, where were we here? All right. We got through National Ballpoint Pen Day. Did you know that today is also National Iced Tea Day? Yes, today is National Iced Tea Day. I used to drink iced tea from time to time, but it got to the point where I couldn't really, my stomach didn't like it much, my gut didn't like it too much, so I quit drinking iced tea. Because every time it would just kind of give me, I don't want to go there. Okay, so anyway, it was not, didn't sit well with me. But here's a question for you. Here's a question for you for iced tea day. X86 says every day is iced white tea day for me. Iced white tea. You know, I think I've tried that once, or a variation of it. I think it was at did I get one once at a I think it was an iced white tea, something like that, from it was a Starbucks or something like years ago or something. I don't know. I don't remember where it was. It was one of these coffee and tea bars. Maybe it was Tivana. It might have been when Tivana was in business. As a matter of fact, that might have been where it was, where they had the Tivanas and they give out the free samples of the tea. Except that wasn't ice. That was hot tea. So, if I recall. Anyway, so that's a shame about Tivana to really overpriced they were. They kind of priced themselves out of business in that respect. But I like Teavana, and I used to buy teas from them. Anyway, here's to National Iced Tea Day. Oh, I was going to ask you. Here's the question for everyone tonight. Sweetened or unsweetened? Iced tea, sweetened iced tea, or unsweetened iced tea? What do you prefer? I'll tell you what my preference. I could not ever really get into sweetened iced tea. I preferred mine unsweetened. But there are people that love sweetened, especially here in the South. In the South, it's like, got to have their sweet tea, sweet iced tea in the South. And especially relatives in Georgia that, had to have sweet tea. And in Florida, too. In North Carolina, it's big. In South Carolina, really, really big. Sweet tea. They have to have a sweet tea. So what do you like? X86 says unsweetened. Hands down, sugar in tea is unnatural. Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one, X86. She says, I know it is National Outlet Day. I was there looking for a new pot, but I found shoes instead. Oh, so that's where you went. She was looking for some pots and pans, and so you did go to the outlet store. So you knew it was National Outlet Day. See, she's way ahead of me on this one. She's way ahead of me. So, I'll have to say that wow, that's she's amazing, isn't she? She is amazing. She is, really. So, here's to National Iced Tea Day. National Iced Tea Day. So X86 prefers sweetened. What about you, Tass? Tass says, I loved iced tea, or maybe it's Long Island iced tea. I forget. I'll give you a rim shot for that one because I like Long Island iced tea. I do. Haven't had one in ages. And for those of you who don't know, you can look it up. Maybe one day, if I have enough booze around here for that, I can make one. I don't know. No promises on that, but I'm not really I didn't go to bartending school. Long Island iced teas. Yep, those are good. All right, what other days we have here? Okay, we got a couple other national days here. I was saving those for last. Okay, it's National Dragonfly Day. Yes, it's National Dragonfly Day, and that's why the dragonfly is there. My lovely wife, she made a dragon. Not only is she did the dill there for the National Herbs and Spices Day, but she also did this up for a dragon. So this is a dragonfly. It's not a butterfly. It's a dragonfly. So isn't that a beautiful dragonfly? It is. Yeah, of course it is. And she did a great job on that. And once again, my lovely wife, she gets some applause. National Dragonfly Day. Dragonflies are good. I don't have a problem with dragonflies. I'll drink to that. We've got one more national day here. This is, we got two actually. We have two, and it's almost time to get to one. I hope they can still do it. All right, today is, where's my drum roll? Where's my drum roll? Oh, I got a drum roll here. There we go. It's National Rosé Day. Today is National Rosé Day. That's right, folks. This is why we have the rosé, and I'm pouring a little bit more of it. Yes, I do. Ooh, I'm going through this pretty quick. I got to be careful. I have to set a good example. National Rosé Day. Who knew? I knew. That's why we're doing this. Now we all know. National Rosé Day. I will drink to that. And you know what? This is a really excellent rosé for National Rosé Day. I do recommend this. Ferme Julien. I guess that's how it's pronounced. I'm not French. that I know of. I don't know. I haven't done a 23andMe or whatever that it is, so I have no idea. I'm part Italian. Could be French. My family was from northern Italy, from the Savoy area, and that was next to France. And France and Italy have had a long history there, certain parts of them. So it's possible. I don't know. Maybe I do have a little French in me. I have no idea. But for now, it's National Rosé Day, and I will drink to that once again. National Rosé Day. Excellent. Okay, so there is one more national day, if everybody's ready. Taz says, yes, she did a great job. She does a fantastic job every single week. Now, I have to put the wine aside for a while, and I have to get ready for the next thing, because this is a national day, and to celebrate this national day, we're going to really delve into this. Today is National Black Cow Day. Anybody know what National Black Cow Day is? Does anyone know what a black cow is? If you do, raise your hands. Virtually, I guess. If anyone knows what a black cow is, how now, black cow? No one? I'll tell you what, if no one knows what a black cow is. Taz knows what a black cow is. Okay, Taz, enlighten us, please. Tell us what a black cow is. And yeah, if you know, you know. So black cow. All right, this is what a black cow is. We're going to make a black cow. So let me take off the. We got to get serious here for just a minute. Let's go back camera on for a moment. We're going to make a black cow. Now, I was kind of hoping that Ed was going to be in the chats here, because he used to work with me over at Walt Disney World, and this was years ago, and we worked in the board and cone shop. There's a clue. And we worked in the Veranda Restaurant and Ice Cream Pavilion, and we used to make ice cream sundaes and desserts and sodas, ice cream sodas. Taz has a creamy cocktail that's made with a coffee liqueur like Kahlua, chocolate ice cream, root beer, and whipped cream. Yes, but we're going to make one tonight that is not always root beer. That's true. But it doesn't have to be root beer. But we're going to make a traditional black cow that's not the alcoholic one. Okay? Taz is correct. You got the coffee liqueur, the chocolate ice cream. Actually, there are different ways to make the black cow, the different versions of it. That's the bar version. that's the barroom version. But we're going to make the traditional version, which is basically, actually for a black cow, is traditionally root beer and vanilla ice cream. You can use chocolate ice cream, but and I don't know why they single out vanilla ice cream, but they do for the kind of the traditional black cow. I think when you put chocolate ice cream in it, it's considered a brown cow, I believe. And I may be mistaken, but it seems to me, as I recall, if you use chocolate ice cream with the root beer, it's a brown cow. If it's vanilla ice cream, it's a black cow. Don't ask me why. That doesn't make any sense to me, but that's kind of how I remember it. But you're correct. You don't have to use root beer, but I do have some root beer, and the root beer I have is Virgil's root beer. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this came from Trader Joe's. We shop at Trader Joe's a lot. So I've got the root beer. I have a mug. There's a mug for the root beer. This looks like a good root beer mug, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does. And I need the opener, right? I'm going to have an opener to open this with. And there's one more ingredient that we need, the ice cream. And I happen to have, hopefully it's still intact somewhat, My lovely wife Chief put this together so it wouldn't completely. Oh, it's kind of melted. All right. Yeah, Virgil's is really good too, Taz. Yeah, I agree with you. This is pretty melty, but we'll do the best we can with it. It's still sort of intact, not completely, but sort of intact. All right, so let's go ahead and this is how you do. Oh, did it backwards. There we go. All right, so we're going to open up the root beer. I don't drink sodas much, but I do like root beer. All right, we're going to pour a little bit of this root beer in here. Oh, look at that. Which is why they call it root beer. There we go. We're not going to fill it up all the way, because if we do fill it up all the way, it's going to become a real mess because of the displacement factor. Now, here's the unfortunate part. My ice cream melted because it took so long. We're going to put a little bit of whatever's left, we're going to put it in there. Let's drop it in there. Why not? It's going to melt anyway eventually. Let's just stick it on there. There you go. That's a melty mess, isn't it? There's some excitement for you on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. All right, so we've got our root beer. I can put a little more root in this beer here. Whoop. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, that moved. Yeah. I made a mess there. Fortunately, I've got a few paper towels here. Well, that's some excitement on a Saturday night, isn't it? There you go. Yeah, clip that if you can, if you will. Clip that. Oh man, look at that. A Drink with Rick coaster. It's soaking wet with root beer, but if it was going to be soaked with something, I'd rather be soaked with wine, but hey, you know, it's not. It'll recover. These things are actually pretty, you know, they're pretty stable. They'll take a little bit of a beating, so to speak, as far as the drinks are concerned. I don't know what to do with this. Let me clean this up. Okay, so we've got the such as it is. All right, and there you go. There is the Black Cow, the traditional non-alcoholic Black Cow. I should have done an alcoholic one. You're right, Taz. I should have done the alcoholic one. I didn't even think about it, and then by the time I thought about doing something with alcohol in it, in that regard, it was kind of late. It was too late in the day today to do anything about it. Yeah, clean up on aisle 9. Yeah. There you go. I was a little late on that one, but you know, I need a producer. Okay, so there you go. There's the Black Cow, and I hesitate to. Wow, what a head on this thing! This thing's got a. Look at this. This thing's quite a head on it. It's yeah. It's got a really. I could just go, you know, but I could just drink it like this, or I could just smash my face in it like this. Yeah. That worked out really well. Why not? Wow. Smothering myself. All right. Take a deep breath. Good, but okay. Somebody's going to be clipping that, I'm sure. Clip the most embarrassing parts. Why not? That's I'm fine with that. Okay. If I drink much of this, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm going to have problems because there is one more thing we have to do tonight. We're going to review a coffee to sober me back up with, and dang, what a mess. Okay. Let's set that aside. I got all that in my nose. I couldn't breathe. It's like it was just. I stuck my face in there, and I got all my nose, and like all of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, I'm smothering myself. Oh, kids, don't try that at home. Okay, so, you know what we need at this point? We need, no, we don't. We need some cowbell. We need some cowbell. I'll clean this mess up. or cowbell. Taz says, if you can find it, we have a local business called Dang, and they have a butterscotch root beer. Oh, butterscotch root beer. I love butterscotch. Yeah, it's like, you know, that, what do you call the butter beer? And they were serving that at Disney when they opened up the Harry Potter area. They were serving Disney, and I thought, well, I've never tried butter beer. I'd love to try some butter beer. So I go try the butter beer. What is it? It's butterscotch beer. I mean, it's just butterscotch soda is what it is. A very, very expensive butterscotch soda. So they take this butterscotch soda, and it's butter beer at Disney World. And wow, was it Disney? Yeah, I think it was Disney or Universal, one of the two. I don't remember now. No, it was Universal, I think. It was Universal, I think, is where we did the Harry Potter thing. I'm getting all mixed up now with my theme parks. It's kind of good. I think we were Universal when we went to the Harry Potter thing, and I think, and it was the butter beer, and it was basically just butterscotch soda. But it was good. I love butterscotch. Algorithm did clip it. He did. Chi. Hold on a second. Oh, okay. She's still in there. Okay. So Algorithm did clip it. Algorithm clipped it, and Taz says also custard is better than ice cream. Kind of depends on the custard. I used to. Did I tell you all the story about the custard last week or two? Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, so what was Chi saying? Okay, that was just the national holiday. Okay, good. All right, so Tess says interesting. When Rick goes all in the root beer. Okay, so you did. Yeah, Algorithm clipped it. Thank you, Algorithm. Okay, so anyway, that's the Black Cow. We did not toast Black Cow Day. I could toast it with a Black Cow, but I've already been through that. So let's toast it with a wine. Here's the Black Cow Day, National Black Cow Day. Somehow it doesn't taste the same after the root beer, after the Black Cow. I think that does it for the national days, right? I think we had some for Sunday, but I think we're just getting late, so we can't do that. All right. What did I have next on the list here? Okay, we've got the coffee review. That's right. Let's do the coffee review, okay? Well, we can. Well, we still can. It's getting late. Okay, so for the coffee review, let me go back to camera one. Okay. For the coffee review, we're going to try a different coffee tonight. And this one is very different. I'm going to have my coffee machine out here. Let me get the photo up here. All right, that's the other photo. Here's the one that we need. There we go. All right, so my lovely wife, she went to Trader Joe's. She buys a lot of coffee when it's on sale and sometimes when it's not. We drink a lot of coffee in this household. We really do. And Trader Joe's, she picked this up. I saw this sitting on the shelf where we keep the coffee a couple of days ago. Wow, this root beer is really a lot of gassy stuff. I'll spare you the details. Okay, so she picked this. I saw this, and I'm going like, what is this? And she goes, this is Trader Joe's instant coffee packets. And she said that she was buying them in case we had to go on a trip or, a weekend jaunt somewhere and we needed to have some instant coffee with us. And I'm thinking, okay, that sounds pretty good. So I picked it up because I'm not much for instant coffee myself. It definitely tastes different from, it's like drinking Folgers or something. And sometimes. But if it's good. I haven't had Folgers in a while, so to be honest, I don't know. I don't remember how good Folgers was. But I'm thinking, okay, instant coffee. I have had very mixed results with instant coffee in the past. Sometimes they've been okay. Sometimes they've been not okay at all. Never really, really good. There's something about instant coffee that's just, it's just not the same as real brewed coffee, and yeah, I know, we have our issues with the K-Cups too, but regular, real freshly ground coffee. I mean, nothing beats freshly ground coffee that's properly percolated and all that. Next to that would be the K-Cups, right? If it's a good, decent K-Cup coffee. But to me, the bottom of the barrel is instant coffee. That's just me. I mean, some people like it. Some people prefer instant coffee. I never really cared much for it. When I was growing up, my parents sometimes had the instant coffee, and my dad would have the jar of Maxwell House that he'd scoop out and then throw it in a cup, and something quick in the morning on his way to work, and he'd pour the hot water in the cup and stir it up and have some instant coffee. I never could get into that. It just was not the same to me. So this is why I'm saying that in this case, this Trader Joe's instant coffee packets right off the bat kind of raises a red flag for me in terms of coffee. But there's something else. If you look closely at the image here that I've got, for those of you who can see the image, for podcasters, I'll explain. For those who are listening to the podcast, it says Trader Joe's 10 instant coffee packets, all dressed up with creamer and sugar. Just add water, ideal for travel. That's why she purchased it. Ideal for travel. There are 10 packets in this box of coffee. Now, look at it again. All dressed up with creamer and sugar. Apparently all dressed up with nowhere to go but in the cup. So what does that mean? What is this? I mean, I'll tell you what it means. It means that this packet of coffee has the creamer and the sugar already mixed into it. I kid you not. This is a new concept for me. Really, and the instructions are right here. You just pour the packet in the cup, add the hot water, and stir, and you've got instant coffee with creamer and sugar. Now, it's probably something that's existed for a long time. I don't know, because I generally don't drink, as I just said, I generally don't drink instant coffee. So I don't know if this is a really new concept or if it's been done many times before. I can imagine it's probably not that new, but this is new to me. I don't think I've ever seen this before that I can recall. So we're going to try one of these. I got Chief's permission to try one of these, and there are little packets in here. We're going to open one up, and these little packets here. I was thinking they were like flat packets, but they're not. They're these little things here. So we're going to make a cup of. I was trying to say cup and pot. See, I told you my English is not so good. So you can imagine my French and my, wrong image. You can imagine my French and my Spanish are even worse, as you've already heard. All right, so I've got the coffee maker plugged in. Of course, we're going to use the official, yes, it is the official Drink with Rick coffee maker. It is now, I have now deemed it the official Drink with Rick coffee maker. I told Tommy earlier tonight I'm doing the whole Batman thing. It's like you got the official Drink with Rick cork picker and the official Drink with Rick ice bucket and the coffee maker. It's like, you got the Batmobile and the Bat cycle and the Bat shark repellent, the whole bit. So yeah, it's the '60s Batman. that's the only Batman that's worth still worth watching, in my opinion. I'm sorry for those of you who like Batman, but to me, Adam West was Batman. Always will be Batman. And Burt Ward will always be Robin. Okay, so that's just me. As cheesy as it was, and it was supposed to be cheesy. That was the whole point of that 60s Batman. It was supposed to be cheesy. All right, so let's go put some water in this thing to get this going. At least now we don't have any more. It's getting later, but at least we don't have any more ice cream to melt. There's nothing to melt here. Let's go ahead and pour this in here. Fresh cup of water. All right. Oop. And Ed, I may have put too much in there. Now, Ed, if you're watching now or later, I'm putting this in the official. There's always time for friends, wine, and coffee. The mug that Ed gave me as a gift, and I treasure it, and I will treasure it always. Got the water in here. Now, before we do that, we've got to put the packet in here, right? Because we're going to pour hot water in there. So let's see if I can do this without making a total mess out of this. Of course, we've got coffee everywhere. That's going to be a problem. I've got the keyboard. I've got two keyboards here that I can't get this thing open. There we go. There's no take two on this. It's, you know what I mean? It's oh my goodness, look at this. It started off brown and then it turned white and then it's turned on. Oh, you gotta see. I wish there was a way for me to show this. Like, maybe there is. Look at that. Yes, there's like 20 granules of coffee in there, and the rest of it is looks like cream and sugar. Maybe I put too much water in here. Maybe I'm supposed to put 2 packets. I didn't read the instructions. Let's see. Not for individual retail sale. Well, we won't have to worry about that right now. Let's go back to this photo here. All right, what does it say here? It says the instructions. It doesn't say that. The instructions are simple. It says, oh, add 4 to 6 ounces of hot water. I already blew that. There's like about 12 ounces of water in here. That's what I get for not reading the instructions. Let me see if I can pour some of this out. Sheesh. Okay, let me see if I can pour it into the official Drink with Rick ice bucket. Let's see if it's too much. 4 to 6 ounces? That's not much. Oh, goodness. Yeah, you can clip that too. Why not? That's what this show is all about. All right, so I think that's 8 ounces in there, but it's okay. I'll clean it all up later. Maybe. Probably by next week, 2 hours before the next show, I'll start cleaning it all up. Like, oh man, it's showtime, and I got a mess here. Left over from last week, and it's all nasty. Maybe you like this coffee if it's no good. I don't know. All right, so I've got this in here, and I'm going to go ahead and press the brew button. So it should be brewing. The light's on, so it's working. So it's going to take a moment or two to brew. While it's brewing, let me check the chats again. Let me see who's still with us. Taz says, remember Sanka? LOL. Yeah, I do remember. Oh, yeah, Sanka. Particularly the oh man. Particular. No. Particularly the decaffeinated, because they made it. If I recall, the Sankas I saw were like Sanka. I don't even think Sanka was real coffee, was it? It was almost like artificial coffee. Because you say, well, there's coffee and then there's Sanka. Well, Sanka didn't even. I mean, it kind of tastes like a coffee substitute, right? Was it coffee substitute? This thing's starting to do something. Yeah, really. Sanka. Oh, yeah, I remember it. Try not to. That's one repressed memory. And Dave's in the chat. Dave is in the chat. Good to see you, Dave. And chat on YouTube. And powder milk, Dave says. Dave says powder milk. Yeah, it is, basically. That's probably what it is. Or maybe it's powder milk substitute. See, the thing is, this is Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's is supposed to be known for its organic and natural ingredients and all that kind of stuff. It's not supposed to be artificial, you know, like no artificial this and no artificial that. And so maybe it is real powder milk, Dave. It might be. It could be. Could be powder soy milk or what do you call it? Almond milk. Goodness, doing something. There we go. Hey, you know, that reminds me, I know I've asked this before. What I want to know, almond milk, I never could wrap my head around almond milk. I really couldn't. I mean, how do you milk an almond? I mean, how do you do that? It's you can't. Almond milk. It's not milk. Come on, this stuff they call silk. It's not milk. It's I don't know what it is. You can't milk an almond, okay? All right, so we've got this thing brewing. I don't know about this. All right, so we got... Yeah, I know, keep going. All right, we're almost done, right? All right, right, okay.
Oh, great.
Okay, it's going to stop. There we go. All right, so here it is. Thank you to the official Drink with Rick coffee maker. Till next week. All right, so it says the third item here is you got to put the stuff in the cup, then you have to add the hot water, and then you have to stir and enjoy. Stir and enjoy in that order. Stir it. Oh my goodness. You got pieces of, there are pieces of, I mean, I don't know if you can see it here, but I'm trying not to spill it. Okay. The powdered milk was fine. It's, you know, it looks like cream and sugar, the coffee with cream and sugar in it, but there are pieces of coffee, the coffee stuff floating around in here. You got little brown pieces of coffee. It looks like little, they look like little roach turds or something. I don't know. It's really weird. I'm serious. That's what it looks like. It looks like little tiny roach turds or something in here. And I should know about that. I used to live in Florida. I know about these little roach turds. Okay, so we're... Yeah, you can clip that one. Just clip the whole show. Why not? It's all good. Just clip the whole thing. Okay. So we've got this thing. It's still kind of hot to drink right now, but this... Okay, it looks like coffee with cream and sugar in it. Now, let me back up here for just a second and let you know that this is not a personal preference of mine, okay? I don't know about the rest of you. I don't know about you, but I prefer my coffee black. Some people say that they like their coffee with just sugar in it, some with some kind of a sweetener in it. Some people just like cream only, and some people like the cream and sugar. They do the whole thing, the whole shebang. I don't like either. When I was a kid, when I started drinking coffee when I was 8 or 9 years old, I would put the cream and sugar in the coffee, and mostly because I saw other people doing it, and I thought, well, that's how you're supposed to drink coffee, is you get a cup of coffee, put your cream and sugar in it, and it tasted okay. But as I grew older, I thought to myself, this is getting kind of gross. I don't like this. And I tried it black without the cream and sugar, and I'm like, I prefer the coffee this way. And so from that point on, I never put cream or sugar in the coffee. I just didn't. This looks, I don't know if you can really see it. Let me put it over here. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Put it on camera 3. There you go. There's camera 3. Okay. All right, so you can see looking from the top down, and yeah, at this point, the brown coffee granules have all dissolved. They weren't dissolved at first, and they were just like floating around, little brown specks. The ones I was calling roach turds. But that's what they look like to me. Hopefully that's all coffee. Who knows? I don't know. You never know. But no, you really never know these days. So, yeah, the stories I could tell. The thing is, though, it looks like coffee with cream and sugar, right? That's what it looks like. Okay, so you've seen that in firsthand. So we're gonna give it a taste here in just a minute. I've got to let it cool down for a minute. Dave says instant always has those crystals, and that's true. That's true. And I'm making a lot of it, making fun of it, and that sort of thing. But yeah, that's true. And it always does. And I think that's one of the reasons why I never really cared much for instant coffee, because every once in a while they wouldn't dissolve completely when I wanted to drink it. Like, it would take a minute or two for it all to dissolve. And I always didn't have a minute or two to wait. I want to just go ahead and drink my coffee, and then you got these crunchy little crystals in there. They haven't dissolved yet, and it's like, that's no fun. It's not coffee. I'm sorry, but it's not coffee. Algorithm says instant coffee is getting better. Taz says freeze dried, I think. So Sanko was, yeah, that's right. Yeah, thanks for jogging my memory on that, Taz. Yeah, Senko was freeze-dried coffee. And I never thought of it as real coffee. Freeze-dried coffee just comes across as like, this is coffee that has been deconstituted and then and you're reconstituting it. Not real traditional fresh ground and brewed coffee to me. But yeah, you're right. Algorithm says instant coffee is getting better. I hope so. We'll see what this tastes like. And he says instant coffee should be for lodge only. It should be for travel. That's what it says there. If you go back to the picture, the photo, it says for travel, ideal for travel. It's possible, and I haven't had it yet, so. So Algorithm wants to know, how come you drink coffee at this hour? LOL. That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that. No, I did. I'm glad you asked that. It's because I'm trying to diversify a little bit. Started off with just the wine, and then we branched out a little bit of wine and beer, and then wine and beer and other things. And then I want to try some coffees too, because I love coffee. I drink 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day. That's just normal for me. And sometimes I have one in the afternoon every once in a while. Sometimes I have tea. Now, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll switch off from the coffee. I'll do the coffee in the morning and mid-morning. Sometimes, occasionally, maybe around noon-ish or 1 in the afternoon. Later on, I switch off to tea. Now, I drink water too, yeah. But I switch off to a cup of tea around 3:30, 4 o'clock, around tea time, what the Britons would say, would call tea time, between 4 and 5. And then of course in the evening, the water and sometimes the wine. So the drinking coffee this hour is because, well, here's where we're drinking. We're drinking this time of the evening, so I'm gonna have some coffee. And yes, if I'm not wired now, I will be after I drink this coffee. I'll be up for another couple hours editing this show that we're doing now. Taz says, I drink my coffee like Rodney Dangerfield did in Back to School. Yeah, as I recall, man, it's been a while since I've seen that movie. Trying to remember how he drank his coffee back then. Rodney Dangerfield, he was a classic. So let me go ahead and give this a try, a little bit of a taste. Now, it does smell like coffee with cream and sugar. I'm going to reserve. I'm not going to judge it based on what is in it right now, because that wouldn't be fair. So even though I don't like coffee with cream and sugar, I'm going to kind of suspend all of that and try to be completely fair about this. Now, let me try. Okay. Yeah, it kind of tastes like it kind of tastes like Sanka with cream and sugar, and that's what it tastes like. It tastes like freeze-dried coffee with cream and sugar. Maybe a little better than Sanka. Maybe the Maxwell House, the instant Maxwell House. And Maxwell House and Folgers, they didn't really. They tasted kind of the same, but not exactly the same. Maxwell House had its own distinct kind of. This is coarse flavor to it. This, though, this tastes watered down, and it's probably my fault because they said 4 to 6 ounces, and this is more like I think I put more like about 8 to 10 ounces in this thing. So, to be fair, I probably watered down this coffee too much. I probably did. Which is probably a good thing for me, because otherwise I'm going to be bouncing off the walls here till 4 in the morning. Because between the wine and the root beer and the coffee, well, probably won't be looking too pretty here for the next few hours. Oh, man. Yeah, it's... And yeah, it tastes like, it tastes like coffee with cream and sugar in it. It's not, okay, let me put it this way. It's nothing to write home about. And if you're at home, it's nothing to get all excited about in the morning. But I tell you what, it's not bad. It's just, and once again, it's kind of watered down, and that's probably my fault. I'd have to try it again without so much water in it, but not tonight. I'm already going to be... I don't know. Maybe on a trip, if you're traveling... Here's the thing. If I'm traveling on a trip and I need some coffee, I'm not going to be making instant coffee on the road. I'm going to be going through a drive-thru, and I want something really strong. And I want something really strong to keep me awake while I'm driving down the road for 10 hours or whatever. And I'm not looking for something like a Death Wish or something, although Death Wish coffee's pretty darn strong. Maybe a Bustelo. A Bustelo is really, really strong if you've ever had that. That's very strong coffee. It's like a Puerto Rican kind of, it's a very, very strong coffee. I don't know, that would be a good test. Which would be a stronger coffee, Bustelo or a Death Wish coffee? That would be very interesting to try sometime, but not tonight. I got to go easy on it tonight. This though, yeah, I'm remembering now why I don't put cream and sugar in my coffee. It's not bad. It's just not. It's not for me. If there's no other coffee to drink, if you're on the road and you have to have some coffee and these packets are all you got, I guess they're I guess you could do that. Not my thing though. Not something I would drink in the morning. This would not be my first go-to cup of coffee in the morning. I'll say that for sure. It's not be my first choice. So. But that's the coffee review. Anyway, Tess says I drink my... Oh, I read that. Okay, Algorithm says, see you later, guys. And Algorithm, it's great having you here tonight. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by and stop by anytime on a Saturday night. And I think that kind of does it anyway for the night. I think we covered pretty much everything. There is one thing that I do need to talk about for just a couple minutes, and this is really more for the Twitch streamers. The Twitch viewers. Algorithm, if you're still there, this has to do with some recent changes that Twitch made, and it was brought to my attention, and my boss asked me about it earlier this week, and I think I should just go ahead and cover it now. So earlier this week, Twitch changed their terms of service for the streamers. And I'm not going to go too far into the weeds in here because some of this doesn't really apply to me. But the for the Twitch streamers that were doing ads and doing what's called baked-in ads, where they've got their own advertisers and they're doing promotions and product placement and pitches and things like that, Twitch was cutting that out. And that was really going to hurt the streamers. And then there was quite a backlash. This happened about 4 or 5 days ago. There's quite a backlash from the streamers. A lot of them were threatening to leave Twitch and move over to someplace like Kick or YouTube or both. And so Twitch turned around and backtracked on it. They quickly backtracked. What they didn't do was they put something else in place that kind of does affect me, and affects all streamers, not just the big and streamers, but the little streamers, especially the little streamers. But there's a clause in here in the Twitch, the new Twitch terms of service. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you're part of the show. We're all part of the show. This is our show, and Twitch is requiring this of all streamers now. So those of you on Twitch, it could, well, I mean, I'm not worried about this affecting us here, but I just want to give you a heads up so that you're aware of what's going on. So if all of a sudden you see something happening here, then you know what's going on. But it is the number. There are different points of this terms of service that Twitch has. They modified it on the 8th. They actually changed it again. The last time I checked it, they had. Before this, they had changed the terms of service on the 6th of June. Now they modified on the 8th, which was 2 days ago. And their terms of service has 21 items here, and item number 11 has to do with multi-streaming. Now, as you know, I multi-stream this show. What they call simulcast. They call it simulcasting, but it's multi-streaming is what it is. So I'm reading this from their terms of service, and they're saying, well, when you're streaming live on the Twitch services, you may not simultaneously live stream or broadcast or simulcast on any other Twitch-like service, meaning any web-based network, platform, or service that supports live streaming or user-generated content without advanced written permission from Twitch. For clarity, you may simulcast on mobile-first services that support live streaming. This section does not apply to nonprofit or government entities that are live streaming for non-commercial purposes. That's what that says. And I'm reading that because that's in their terms of service, and it directly affects you and me who are on Twitch. What this means, to break it down in really simple terms, what this means is that if you are streaming on Twitch, you cannot stream on Twitch simultaneously while you're streaming on another platform. When they term a Twitch-like service, and that includes something like Kick, which is basically a clone of Twitch, or YouTube, or Facebook, or Odyssey, or anywhere else where they're doing a simulcast or live multi-stream. Now, they do say that it doesn't apply to nonprofit or government entities. We're not a nonprofit. I'm not a government entity. It says you may simulcast on mobile-first services that support live streaming. What that means is that we're talking about mobile services that just go to mobile devices primarily. And those would be things like Instagram or TikTok. Instagram and TikTok, you can simulcast. I don't really multi-stream on, because those are short form. Those are short. This is a long form show, and it's getting longer every second. But this is not a short form show. And Instagram and Twitch, they do short form content. A minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most, whatever. I think mostly just a couple of minutes or less. So they say that's okay. But if I'm doing a long form content that multi-streaming on Twitch at the same time that I'm streaming on YouTube and Facebook and Odyssey and other places, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm multi-streaming to Twitch and Odyssey and Facebook and YouTube at this moment, and also to my website. Right now, courtesy of Facebook, but then after the stream's over, I switch it over to YouTube, and that's a different story altogether. But they're saying that if I'm doing this, what I'm doing right now, it's against their terms of service now. Now, before it was just if you were a partner or if you were an affiliate of Twitch, you couldn't do that. But everybody else, it was okay, which is why I did not become an affiliate. Now, when I first got on Twitch, I was offered an affiliate program here from Twitch early on because I met those requirements, and I declined it for that one specific reason, because as an affiliate, I could not simulcast at the same time. So that's why I declined it. And of course that, I wasn't going to make any revenue on Twitch, so which would have been great to help support the show. I wasn't looking to get rich on it anyway, but it's just something to kind of help offset some of the costs, because it does cost a lot to do this. So I declined the affiliate program at the time. And at the time, I also did a long dissertation of it on the show explaining why I did that. The thing is, now they're saying that it doesn't matter if you're an affiliate or a partner or just a regular little tiny, and I'm just a little tiny streamer here. I'm nobody. They don't, it doesn't matter. I can't simulcast. I can't live stream. According to Twitch, these are their rules. Okay, so having said that, let me tell you real quick, because it's getting late here, specifically for the Twitch users, this is what's going to happen for this show. Basically, after consideration and after checking around other Twitch streamers that have gone on to comment on this, I've decided to do nothing. Business as usual. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep multi-streaming. I'm going to multi-stream as planned. And the reason for this is because it's our show. Twitch has first of all, Twitch, what they've got, their clause in here about not allowing you to multi-stream or simulcast anywhere else except Twitch when you're on Twitch. First of all, that's way out of line. They have no right to do that. They have it's not their content. It doesn't belong to them. They don't have it's our content. They can't tell us what to do with our show. That's the bottom line. They can't. It's our show. This really has no teeth. Now, as far as blocking us or shutting us down on Twitch, they could do that. But two things here. One, I don't think they're going to do that for a couple of reasons. One, because I'm a little tiny streamer, it's a small streamer, and I don't have that big of a group here compared to other big streamers. They don't care. They're not going to care. They're not even going to look at this stream. It's going to go right past, and they're not going to care. It's no big. We're not important to them. They're going after the big fish here. They're not going after little guys like me. That's the bottom line. Second, by doing that, by blocking it, if they decide they were going to do that and they're going to clamp down and crack down on it, first of all, they're way out of line. Second, it's kind of a violation of my rights as far as being able to stream wherever I want to stream, being able to say what I want to say, do what I want to do. So it's a very, very arrogant on their part. This is an extremely arrogant thing to do, to demand this, and they're way out of line for it. And it's also unethical. It's not ethical at all. So, if they were to do that, to say, well, threaten to block me or whatever from doing the stream, I would just tell them that's too bad for you, because one thing is that they're not the only game in town. They're, so to speak, they have a lot of competition right now. They've had a lot of people leave Twitch for that sort of thing because there's more competition down there. There are other venues to go, and so they can't bully anybody for that. I mean, if they shut me down on Twitch here, I mean, I'm sure I wouldn't like it, and yes, it would not be good for those who are on Twitch who watch it, the viewers here. But you know what? They're not the only venue. You just move to you can watch it on YouTube. I multi-stream. You can watch it on YouTube. If you're not on Facebook, it's fine. Go to YouTube. Go to the website. I'm going to have it on the website. It's going to stay on the website no matter what, and whatever form it's going to be in. And I have other things in the works where I could actually. I have the ability right now to stream directly on my website. So it's not like they're going to shut me down or anything. They're just blocking me on Twitch. Doesn't matter. That's their loss because they're losing content. They're losing content that they're getting for free and that they're profiting of because they're running ads. I can pretty much guarantee you they're running ads through this thing. And for some streamers, for some viewers. That's their loss, not mine, and not yours. It's certainly not yours. There are other places we can go to stay together and to connect and watch the stream. So I'm not worried about it. My boss the reason I'm bringing this up is because my boss asked me earlier in the week when this first came up. So what are you going to do? And I said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's not a big deal. So if anybody here was worried about that, don't worry about it. We're covered. We're good. Everything's good. So I just want to let you know, as a viewer on Twitch, that it's all good. So don't worry about it. And X86 says they're really just a common carrier platform. They are. And X86 says, yeah, hopefully they do not enforce this change. I don't think they will, first of all. And I think they would be very foolish to do that. They would actually be downright stupid to try to enforce this. Plus, they don't have enough. Amazon just laid off a bunch of people. And that's probably why Twitch is doing some of this, because they're probably in a little bit of panic mode because they're saying, we got to start making money on this thing. They don't have enough staff to watch. I can tell you, nobody's watching this show over there at Twitch. They don't care. They're looking at the ones that are 200,000 viewers, 1 million viewers, that kind of thing. They're not going to care about this. If they do, though, I'm just telling you that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to say, okay, well, bye, see you later. I can go anywhere else. There are plenty of places to go. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt this show. Okay, and if anything, it might actually benefit the show because I haven't tried Kick yet. I haven't tried some of these other platforms, but I have been told that you get on some of these places early, you have a chance of building an audience, a bigger audience, more quickly. And I've never really worried about that so much. I haven't. That's not something that I focus on. I focus on doing the best show that I can, and I focus on taking care of you, the viewer. I focus on interacting with you. That's my thing, and that's why I don't oversell all of the likes and subscribes and stuff. I mean, it's great. Would I love to be a huge streamer? Sure, why not? Who wouldn't? But it's not something that keeps me up. It's not something I worry about at all because, once again, I'm doing this for fun since day one. And, I'm having a great time interacting with you because right now you're here, I'm here, and whether or not 100,000 other people are here or not, that's not the issue. The important thing is we're here, right? And we're talking to each other and we're having a good time. That's what counts. And that's what I want to focus on. And I think that's the way it should be. So don't worry about it. Yeah, no worries. I'm not worried about it. You shouldn't be either. Okay. So I just wanted to let you know about that. I know some people were wondering, saying, what's going to happen? Nothing right now. So we're good. And if something happens, I will let you know. You will be the first to know. And I'll say, hey, this is where we can go. This is where we can meet up. And we'll tell Twitch where they can go. Nicely. nicely. No, I think it's going to be good, so don't worry. All right, I think that'll do it for the show for tonight. I really appreciate everybody being here. And for the final review of the wine, this is the final review. This is what we've been drinking tonight. La Ferme Julien. It is a French wine. It's a rosé. This is for National Rosé Day. 13% ABV. And wow, yeah, I'm getting, and as it is opening up a little bit more. Let me try it again, actually. Yeah. Still getting that peach. A lot of peach in there. And a little bit of lemon. And just a hint of strawberry. And actually, I'm not tasting the strawberry so much anymore, but the lemon and the peach are good. Nice combination. Went really well with everything that we tried tonight. It went well with the, where's my camera 3? There we go. Well, what's left of everything we tried tonight? We pretty much decimated what was on that plate. It was good. It went pretty well with everything. The chicken, I don't know, not so much. But the cheese, it went well with the cheese. And it went really well with the spinach pie. And, wow, yeah, I got to try that again with the spinach pie. That was pretty good. I think the feta cheese actually helped a lot. And spinach, too. And the watermelon. It was great with the watermelon. Wow, I wish I had more of that in there. I'd still be eating it. And also the other thing that we did is we made a black cow tonight, and that was interesting. It was interesting. It's how that people say that. Oh, it was interesting. It's kind of like not great for me, but it was interesting. It was all right. The coffee, the Trader Joe's instant coffee, I don't know that I could really recommend that. I mean, if you really like instant coffee, then you'll probably like this. But it's not something I would recommend for daily drinking. It's just, there are much better coffees that you can drink and that you could put your own. Here's the other thing, is that it's pre-mixed with the cream and sugar, and everybody has their own preference for how much cream and sugar they want to put in or how little. So, it's just pre-mixed that way, so you're kind of stuck with whatever you get in the cup. So I would recommend, rather than this, I would recommend, if you like instant coffee, get some instant coffee, put your own cream and sugar in to your own taste. Because it may not be mixed to everybody's taste. Having said that, if you're in a pinch and you're on the road or something and there's nothing else to drink, well, it might work, but you might want to pay attention to the 4 to 6 ounces, because I put way more in that, and that was too watery and it was kind of blah. So that's my final review on the coffee. Anyway, that's what I've got, and I hope it helps you in your coffee and wine making decisions. Anyway, I think that does it for the show tonight. That's pretty much all I got here. But I do want to bring out one more celebrity. And before I do that, I also want to tell everybody how grateful I am, how thankful I am that you're here with me tonight, that you joined me tonight. By the way, I want to get a quick, I know maybe he's going to watch later. I know he's not in the show tonight, but I do want to give a quick, where is it? Let me give a quick toast to my good friend Ed. Ed, your birthday. I want to say to Ed, let me take this off. I want to say to Ed, happy birthday, and may you have many, 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 many more, and I hope you're doing well, my friend. Here's to Ed. And you can clip that too, by the way. Anyway, so I did get everything covered, didn't I? So, all right, so, and if you want to pick up a couple of free Drink with Rick coasters or the book, I'll have links and show notes on the website. You can go to drinkwithrick.com, and I'll have links there. You can find out how to get free ones, and that's all good. Okay, so I want to thank everybody here, because I really, really do appreciate everybody who's joined me here tonight. I want to thank my lovely wife, Chi, as always. Dave, thanks for doing this. Dave wants to know, and I missed this before, but Dave wanted to know, does it taste sweet? And not really. It's not really sweet. And I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that I put too much water in it. But, not really sweet. You're talking about the coffee now? Yeah, not super sweet. It's just kind of coffee with cream and sugar, not overly sweet. As a matter of fact, it's a good thing that you brought that up, Dave, because it really doesn't. Yeah. It tastes like coffee with cream in it, but not so much sugar. I'm glad you brought that up. That's a good observation. I wasn't even really thinking about the sweetness of it. I wasn't thinking about that at all. Dave, you get some. I'll tell you what, Dave. Dave, he gets a hole-in-one on that one.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I really appreciate it. And Dave says for camping, yeah, it could work for camping. By the way, Dave, I tell you what, since you're there, if you're still in the chat, I know we're running late here, but I tell you what, if you want, I want to give away. I love to give away stuff. So I've got a copy of the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. If you do this, if you because I sell them for $8.99 on Amazon, but I'm going to give you one to you. Thanks for joining me here, and thanks for your great contribution there. I didn't even think about the sweet thing, the sweet aspect of it. If you send in a valid shipping address, your name and valid shipping address to drinkwithrick.com at Rick at SavoyaMedia.com. Just email me, Rick at SavoyaMedia.com, with a valid shipping address. I'll ship one of these out to you for free, okay? I want to thank you for your contribution there. So I'll ship one to you for free if you do that. Appreciate it. I really do. But anyway, I want to thank my good friend Ed for having another birthday, and I hope you're doing well, Ed. And also want to thank my lovely wife, Chi, for being here in the chat and for everything that she did, her contributions tonight. Also, Chris, thanks for joining here. Chris Montes and Dave, thank you for being here tonight. And everybody on Twitch who joined me. Wow, the whole group here, X86, Algorithm, well, we had Taz Cools was in here, and thank you very much. And everybody else who was watching but didn't actually join in the chat, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And also everybody who was joining me on Odyssey and everywhere else, Facebook, now and later. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And I know I say that every week, but I really mean it. I really look forward to this and interacting with everybody every week. And it's just, I have a great time. That's... I'm really thankful that you're here, and because of that, because I'm thankful for you, I want to bring out my good friend Roadkill Bill, wherever he is. Oh, he's here. He is right here. Here's Bill. He's been waiting. My good friend Roadkill Bill, because Bill has a very important message for you. You know what the message is, right? That's right. The message is, please do not drink and drive. Drink for the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever it is. You know the routine. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, Lyft, cab, a friend you trust, a friend who hasn't been drinking. Give your friend the keys and let them drive for you. Otherwise, just stay put. It's safer that way for you and for all those around you on the road and off. It's just better, right, Bill? Yeah, okay. Because, and I say this sincerely, because I want you to have a great week and a safe week. Also, please don't text and drive either. That's also dangerous. I've seen that a lot lately. Sorry, Bill. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week with whatever we're going to be drinking on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.